Mixing rap vocals over an instrumental? Here's some tips and tricks. First and foremost, it's important to get your gain staging correct. I end up treating the stereo instrumental track just like I would any other track in a full multi-track session, even though it may already have a lot of the mastering bells and whistles applied to it. As you can see here, I have the stereo instrumental track and it's already clipping from whatever mastering processes are already applied to it, but I just have it turned down in volume as I'm routing it to my mix bus alongside all the other vocal tracks. And you can see that the combined gain of these tracks is hovering right around -5 dB, which is where you'd want it to be pre-master for a regular mix that you're working on. Since you really can't change the stereo instrumental since the multitrack is not available, mid-side processes like these will be some of your best friends. I like simple plugins like Center, where you can turn up or down the center pan elements like the kick, snare, and bass to make a pocket for the vocals, or even turn up the sides of like whatever synths or keyboards are existing so that you can create space for the vocal to exist inside that stereo mix. Even something like the RS-56 EQ has a mid-side mode where these volume controls exist, but you can get more granular with the frequencies to really carve out a space for the vocal to exist in. Sometimes I'll be overly precise about carving a frequency space for the vocal inside the instrumental, and we'll put a frequency analyzer on the voice to find its low-end fundamental and then carve a small notch of that same frequency out of the entire instrumental track. This could also be accomplished in a sidechain compression way using something like Soothe. Another trick that I like to use if I find myself putting the rap vocal into a slap room or another similar small space is to send a small amount of the entire instrumental into that same space or reverb. And this really helps glue the track and the vocal together so that you perceive them to be coming from the same physical space. And last but not least, your mix bus processing is also going to be critical for gluing the vocal to the track and making it seem like it was part of the same production to begin with. I really like things like CLA's Mixdown plugin that does the bus compression thing for you with minimal effort. I also really like Softtube's Tape Machine, as well as the Abbey Road Vinyl plugin by Waves. These do a great job of really gluing the mix together and making the top end speak in a warm way, as well as Brainworks Refinement plugin, which you guys have heard me talk about before, which I think is a great way of de-harshing things and bringing the mix together. And that was my overview of mixing rap vocals over an instrumental. Hope you guys find something useful here. This is not meant to be an exhaustive or technical guide, but hopefully give you guys some new ideas if you're struggling with this type of mixing or if you need a new way of thinking about it in general. Follow me for more mixing tips, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.